gente está aqui hoje dentro do cenário de Sleep No More, que é uma das peças mais comentadas em Nova Iorque, que estreou em março. E nós vamos ter uma conversa rapidinha com o produtor da peça, Randy Weiner, para conhecer um pouquinho mais sobre os mistérios da peça e a reação que o público está tendo em relação a ela.
Sleep No More. It's very hard to describe in a few words, and I think that's what makes it so extraordinary. I think we took our inspiration from Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Yeah.
So that it has this kind of darkness, and we also took the inspiration in the design from film noir, which also meets that kind of darkness and mystery. But, you know, is it theater? I don't even know what it is we're doing here. Some people come to this and they'll say this is the greatest art exhibit they've ever seen in their lives because of the level of detail that we've put into, you know, the production of this. Some people will say, because the performers actually don't speak. It's done through a kind of dance, contact improv kind of dance, which is a hot kind of dance in England. Some people say this is the greatest dance show they've ever seen. Some people think it's a nightlife experience, think it feels like a nightclub. And they're like, this is the coolest nightclub in the city, this is the coolest nightclub in the world. So it's very, very hard to describe. People come to this experience, and what this experience is 100,000 square feet of space. It's 3 6-story buildings in New York, 3 6-story warehouse buildings. So it's massive. It's insane. It's so big that the show lasts about 3 hours. If you just tried to walk through the space in 3 hours and walk through every part, you couldn't even do that. So it's actually impossible to see the whole experience in one trip. And I think that's an amazing thing about this, is that it's so large, and yet the level of detail in which we've created a set here is so specific and detailed. People are kind of blown away that we would take that much, you know, care in something that's this massive. And that really took, I would say, 10 years to figure out how to move the performers around and the audience flow so that it all syncs up into something that feels like a complete evening. One of the things I will say about it is that you have complete freedom. You come here, and I think you put on a mask. That's a very cool, strange part of this. You put on a mask, and you are set free in this space to engage and interact with people, the space, whatever it is you want to interact with. In theater, in any art, I think what we long for as an audience is to enter another world. So what I'm doing is not limiting that entrance to just your spirit and your mind, you know, which is what happens in traditional, you know, on a stage over there. I'm letting you walk, you know, and three-dimensionally into that world. So that is just something that interests me. So the key to that is always, for me, how do we cast the audience in the show? How do you make the audience participants in the show in a way that actually feeds the experience? And I think that's what Sleep No More is so good at, by putting those masks on the people. You know, everyone in the show, every audience member really becomes part of the show. They're not just like, you know, watching the show. They're part of the show. They have these masks, and people can't tell, does that mean they're ghosts? Does that mean, you know, no one can tell what they are, but they can tell that they're actually having some real effect on the show.